my channel. Today I'm here with another video for you guys, and in this video we're going to be talking about the luxury bags that I have sold and returned since my last video, which was back in June. Okay, so you guys know I love my bags and stuff, but I do not hold on to bags that I'm not using, and I will return a bag if I'm not happy with it, or if it was an impulse purchase and I don't like it, or if I just don't really need it. I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't need any of these bags, but you know, sometimes you kind of know you really don't need something, and maybe, you know, you can get it later or whatever the case may be. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into everything, and then I will include links to these bags in the description bar if anybody is interested in purchasing any of them. And I'll briefly list my pros and cons of the bag if there are any. All right, we're gonna get into the bags that I've sold first, and first up we have the Gucci Ophidia small shoulder bag. Okay, and I had this bag for over a year, and it's a gorgeous bag. I have nothing bad to say about it. I just didn't grab for it. I mean, it didn't go with a lot of my outfits because of that stripe in the middle, and I just didn't grab for it. I think in a year's time I might have worn the bag maybe 3 times, and I'm actually being very generous when I say that. I think I've wore that bag 2 times. Okay, so it's just not something that I grabbed for, and again, I held on to it for a very long time and I just didn't grab for it, so I ended up selling it to FashionPhile. I got most of my money back for that bag, so that worked out well. But yeah, I have no complaints about it. It can fit a nice amount of items. It's a gorgeous sturdy bag, but I just didn't grab for it. Next up we have the Neverfull PM, and this is a surprise to me because I love this bag when I got it. I held on to it for a few months, but I just didn't grab for it. I mean, I wore it quite a few times when I first got it, but then I stopped grabbing for it, and I kind of had the urge to get a Speedy instead, something that closed up. And keep in mind that I already have the Neverfull MM, and I use my Neverfull MM nearly every day, so I just wasn't grabbing for this one. So I ended up going ahead and getting a Speedy instead, and then I turned around and sold the Neverfull PM. But again, no complaints about that bag. I would highly recommend it. I just felt like I wanted something that closed, that was a medium-sized bag that had a zipper, because at that time I didn't have that in my collection. So I got the Speedy 25, and the Speedy 25 is staying in my collection because I've bought and sold many Speedies, returned many Speedies, and I still felt like I wanted a Speedy. So yeah, I just simply basically replaced the Neverfull PM for a Speedy, and I have no regrets about that decision. Next up, I did sell my Louis Vuitton Saintonge in the color Noir, and the only complaint I have about this bag is the opening is kind of tight, but that's not something that, you know, I wasn't willing to get over. But I did end up purchasing the Louis Vuitton bum bag in the black leather, so I was like, I'm already gonna have that, and I knew that I was gonna be wearing my bum bag a lot, so I went ahead and sold the Saintonge to my friend, and she ended up selling it too. So it's a gorgeous bag. I have no complaints besides the opening. I do have a couple of Marmot bags, and they're just much easier to open and get stuff in and out of, and I prefer those. And again, I wear my bum bag a lot. I wear my bum bag several times a week, so, and it's pretty much the same color scheme. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell my Saintonge, and I sold it. I have no regrets. I don't miss the bag at all. But again, I would highly recommend the bag if you like that style. Just keep in mind that that opening is gonna be a little tight in the beginning. Okay, this one was a shocker even for me, but I ended up selling my Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoire. I sold all the pieces except for the gold chain and the khaki strap. Okay, I kept those. All right, so I ended up selling this because I just didn't grab for it. I mean, after the pandemic hit, I just didn't grab for this bag. But when I first got it, when it first launched in September of 2019, I believe, I wore it all the time, nearly every day, but I just stopped grabbing for it. And I had my eye on the Pochette Matisse instead, which I do have the Pochette Matisse now. But I mean, I love this bag. I loved it. I just didn't grab for it, and I just wanted something all in one, I guess. I just wanted the Pochette Matisse, but I did get most of my money back, you know, with the exception of the price for the strap, pretty much. But yes, if you're into this type of bag, I would still recommend it. Again, nothing bad to say about it. I just stopped wearing it. Next up, we have the Louis Vuitton Alma BB, and I literally wore this bag one time for probably about an hour. I had the bag for probably about 6 months and wore it one time. I didn't grab for it. It was my idea that it would be like a date night bag and things like that, but I mean, that just didn't happen. I didn't wear it. The shape kind of annoyed me a little, and it's just not the easiest bag to get stuff in and out of, and I'm just really all about things being super easy to get in and out of. But it's a beautiful bag, but I don't regret selling it. It is a great looking bag, definitely a classic, but this is not something that I feel like I need in my collection. Now let's move on to the bags that I returned, and first up we have the Monogram Neverfull MM in the color cherry, okay? And I would absolutely buy this bag again, but I bought it. It was an impulse purchase, and I knew I did not need it. I already have the Neverfull MM Damier bin and the On The Go so I knew that I didn't need this bag, but I would absolutely buy this bag again. No questions asked. It's gorgeous. That interior is beautiful. And I'm sure once this bag ages and it gets a nice patina on it, that it would look really nice. So no complaints. I simply returned it because I didn't need it. I wasn't going to be able to find a use for it. And again, I would rebuy this bag ASAP when I get to a point when I need it. Next up, I did return the YSL Toy Lulu Quilted Leather Crossbody bag. This was my first time purchasing a YSL bag, and I love that color. That is one of my favorite colors. And unfortunately, I returned it because the color didn't look the same in person as it looked on the picture. So I took the bag out of the box, looked at it, and I immediately said it has to go back. So I did end up getting me a bag in that color, and I will be doing a video on that soon, so make sure you guys subscribe so that you can check that video out. But yeah, I simply returned this bag because the color did not look the same in person as it looked on the photo. In person it looked more green than it looked on the picture, okay? Next up, we have the Louis Vuitton Clapton backpack, and I did a whole video about why I returned this bag, but to make a long story short, one of the pieces that was needed to keep the strap in place that wasn't on the bag, and then I just didn't like the straps. To me, they just weren't, you know, they just weren't sturdy. They just were too loose, and it just didn't feel like a backpack to me. And you know, it's a gorgeous bag, but I wouldn't buy this bag again. And I will go ahead and include the video of me talking about all of the reasons why I returned it. I'll include that on the info card for you. But yeah, definitely not for me. I need a much sturdier backpack, something that's gonna really feel like a backpack, and this just didn't do that for me. Next up, we have the Gucci Marmot in the color Hibiscus Red, and I purchased this bag from Nordstrom.com. It's currently sold out, so that's why I'm showing you the pictures from Gucci, but I love the Marmot bags. I have several Marmot bags. I will have a my entire Gucci collection video that's going to be coming out this month. But I wanted to add this red bag to my collection, and I had to stalk Nordstrom to get it because Nordstrom still had it at the price point of $1,290. And I got the bag, and I honestly, I felt like the bag was not an authentic bag. I don't know for sure. It probably was authentic, but the quality was horrible. There were threads coming apart. There was lining coming apart at the top. Absolutely horrible. I returned this bag. I bought it off Nordstrom.com, but I ended up taking it to the Nordstrom store here in Atlanta to return it because I was like, nah, I don't want to take any chances. The bag came USPS, and generally Nordstrom bags come FedEx. It was in a different type of packaging, and it just was, the whole situation just was weird. So I ended up getting the Gucci Soho flat bag instead. I went to the Gucci outlet here in my area and got the flat bag. I will include a video to my Gucci outlet experience, but this bag to me looks a lot better, and I got it for $890, which was cheaper than the Marmot bag anyway, so it ended up working out for me. I have no regrets, and I would not purchase that bag again in that color since I already have a red bag now. Next up, I did purchase the Louis Vuitton key pouch for a giveaway for you guys, but the quality was horrible. Okay, I purchased it in the Damier Eben print, and the quality was horrible. You could literally see through the bottom of the key pouch, and this is my second key pouch that I've purchased that's been this way. And I opened it up, I saw it, and I was like, no, I can't give this away to my subscribers, and the quality is not right. So I've still been, you know, looking for something better and of good quality to give away to you guys, but this just wasn't it. I went ahead and returned it, and I won't be purchasing any more key pouches from Louis Vuitton because, again, like I said, this is the second one and the quality just was not up to par. Next up, I did return the Louis Vuitton large ring agenda cover in the Damier Eben print. I did buy this from my local Louis Vuitton store, and I ended up returning it because even though it was larger than the MM, which I had purchased a few months back and returned, I still found it difficult to write in because I'm left-handed. So those rings right there in the middle, they still kept hitting my hand because I am left-handed. It just did not work out for me. And I know when I did my other video about the smaller one, the MM size, someone told me to get the desk agenda, and I forgot all about that. But yeah, that probably would have been a better fit for me because there are no rings in it and I wouldn't have to worry about that. But yeah, I did go ahead and return this, and I have no regrets. I just ended up buying me a leather agenda from Target. I think it was like 30 bucks. So I have no regrets, and I'm pretty much done with the agendas. But yeah, this is something that I did return. Okay, so the last two purchases that I'm going to tell you guys about that I returned were 100% impulse purchases, and I'm looking at them and it's like, I don't know what I was thinking. But I did purchase the Ophidia small suede leather crossbody bag in that color right there. I'll put the name up on the screen. It is difficult for me to pronounce, but I thought that it looked really good. I thought that it looked really good on the photo. My daughter was like, it looks like an old lady bag, but I was like, you know what? I don't, you know. She don't know what she's talking about. But I got this bag. When did I get this bag? I got this bag a couple days ago. I opened it up and I immediately saw how it looked, and I was like, no. I packaged it back up and shipped it back out to be returned the same day, okay? That suede, it just didn't look right. So this was one of those what was I thinking purchases, but again, I didn't waste any time. I went ahead and boxed it up and returned it, and I'm waiting on them to give me my money back as we speak. So yeah. Last but not least, we have this bag right here. This is the Gucci Children's Gigi tote bag, okay? And I think that this is a cute little bag. I think that if it would have had black handles, that it would look better. But they have some boots. Gucci has some boots that has this print, and I really like the boots. And I was like, you know what? I may get the boots and I may have the bag too. But when I got the bag, I just was like, no. I opened it up and I was like, no. No, 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 no. What was I thinking? So I went ahead and returned it. But yeah, I do think that if it had black straps, that it would have been a little better. And I can see somebody pulling this off, but it just wasn't going to be me. I purchased this bag at probably like 2 in the morning or something. Again, another impulse purchase. I think that, like I said, with a little revamp, some black straps or something, it could look pretty decent, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I did go ahead and return it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So I'm just going to include links to all of the bags that I mentioned in the description bar if I can find links. Some of this stuff may be sold out or not in stock or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. And if you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave those below. And I'll see you guys in my next video.